Good morning. So today's the day that we've been waiting on here for a while. Seems like forever with Georgia having a bye week last week. But today's the day. Cocktail party, Georgia-Florida game. And you know, I'm in a great mood today, by the way, but you know, the more time that went by this week, the closer we got to today, the better I felt. And the more confident I felt, too. Bottom line, Georgia's going to win this game. And I know that makes a lot of you mad. But it's just the way it is. You know, we're going to win the game today. And Florida fans are going to cry. You know, it's sort of a reverse scenario from last year. You know, Florida ruined it for Georgia last year. And today is Georgia's turn to return the favor. Florida's only got one loss coming at LSU a couple of weeks ago. But today they're going to take their second loss. And you can write that down, too, if you need to, too. You know, the more I started thinking about this game, the more I started asking myself, what really am I concerned about? And true, I have some concerns about Georgia, but nothing about Florida really concerns me. They have a decent defense, you know, I've talked about that, but there's no reason Georgia's not going to win this game. Just breaking it down into its most simplest form, Georgia's going to win because we're Georgia and you're Florida. You've had 5 coaches over the last 15 years. Now, what does that tell Uncle Lou? Well, that tells me that you're consistently inconsistent. That's what it tells me. Can't keep a coach because you can't put together any winning seasons in a row. So you're constantly having to change coaches. We've beat you 3 out of the last 4 years. Yes, you beat us last year, but we beat you the 3 years prior to that. There's no reason Georgia's not going to win this game. We're going to show up in Jacksonville. We're going to take the field. And we're going to spank your little bottoms blue. And that's just the way it is. And I know you Florida fans, they sort of started the year out not really knowing what to expect. You know, they didn't really have very high expectations. New coach coming off a disastrous year last year. You know, so you really didn't hear that much from the Florida faithful during the offseason or even the first couple of weeks of the season. But as soon as they beat Ole Miss, they came out from the woodwork, crawled out from whatever rock they'd been hiding under for the last 3 or 4 years, and now they're chirping. You know, no big surprise there. But this will probably be the last week we have to hear from them, because once they take this embarrassing loss to UGA today, I don't expect to hear too much more from the Florida fans for the rest of the year. Georgia's going to win this game. We're going to Jacksonville. We're going to get that W. And that's all there is to it. There's nothing really you can do about it. You know, when the game is over, you can blame it on whatever you want to blame it on. You can blame it on having a first-year coach. You can blame it on Georgia being in a must-win situation. You can blame it on Will Greer having to take banned boner pills. You can blame it on anything you want, really. But the bottom line is, after today, Georgia and Florida are going to have the same record. Of course, Georgia's going to own the tiebreaker. Georgia's going to be in the driver's seat in the East, like we normally are. And Florida's going to be on the outside looking in, like they normally are. Georgia's winning the game. Just read it earlier on breakingnews.com. But Georgia is going to win. Halloween, weird things happen. So, you know, that's just the way it is. And people are saying, well, how is Georgia going to beat Florida? Georgia's done this, this, and this, and Florida's done this, this, and this. Well, look, stranger things have happened, people. For example, Florida beating Georgia last year. That was out of nowhere, like a Randy Orton RKO.
Out of the steel
But you know, it is what it is. It'll be a good game. And you know, Florida fans, you can drown yourself in Milky Ways and sweet tarts or whatever it is when you go trick or treating after the game. Georgia's gonna win. That's the bottom line. Cry if you want. Leave your comments below.